Hello, John Dilworth here. Here we are, scene 23. And Jim and Jane are in the car, and Julius, he jumps in. Doors close. This door closes, then this door closes, and so that's where we are. And what I thought I'd do is show you a few things. Like, for instance, this is my layout. And I want to share this Julius animation. He's going to run into the car. And although I've done you see my layout. I've actually broken down these elements. Here's the background, right, with all sorts of notes for the background colorist. And then here's the car. The wheels I put on another layer because I want the car to do things. Like the door closes and the car shifts. And a good way to do that is provide a guide for the effects. So the door slams and the car shifts. So we have to account for all these things. And then, of course, put them on the sheets. You have effects here, and effects here is an effect here. And then I'll also make notes after the completion. So what's happening is Julius Jaws. He's going to run into the car. Now, we don't need all this noise. What I want to play around with is this lovely idea of follow-through. Just things following through, And I'm going to put his tail and his ears in. And I'm just going to focus on the tail because it'll be too long, for goodness sakes. What I'd like to do first is give a landmark so I know where things are. Here, I even tried to... Of course, I can eyeball it, and I guess we can do that. So let's eyeball it, right? So if Julius, let's say he came this way, right? And so his tail is going to follow behind. I know it's hard to see. I'm just going to blue it. Oh, so this one was actually pretty good. And then we'll go and pencil it. So he's coming down, but the tail is still up. And we have this thing going on like that. So we're going to go like that. Right? I hope we can see it, but it's just the way it is. And still the tail is pointed up. Why am I shouting? I have this new ear device so I can speak to you quietly like. And then, so it's going to be very smooth. And then you have this kick, right? So we could do a couple of different things. We could, like a horse tail, and that is wrong. Also, I don't want his tail to be too long. I think that's off model. Yeah, it's already off model. So, I'm going to have to shorten his tail. I don't know if I did it or not, but this one definitely is going short. There we go. And this little bit I'll take out. It's a little work, but it's... So the instinct is to push it up? No, it's to push it down. Like, even though that doesn't look good, and it doesn't. Or my name is Larimore. All right, so we just take a little moment here. And maybe we'll take off some drawings to analyze this. Analyze. So if this is the path... So I was kind of right. I was kind of... Julius's tail is kind of like a horse's tail, which is kind of cool. Let me see that model. And it matters. I've been going off model pretty much. Oh yeah, his tail is super fat. Well, okay. That's the way it is, right? With your own work, you could deviate. And then the tail is pointed up. Well, not really up, but it's ascending. Do you see that? And then we'll go back and draw these pencils in because it's a second pass of refining. So his tail is right. This is the part I like. You see, look at that. Whing! Look at that. That's going to be so luscious for the eye when you see it in motion. It's going to be somehow sending you back to childhood and all things in order, and it's natural. Whoa! Look at that. That's just pretty. If it's right, who knows? But you know, a lot of this is if it feels right. Oh, that's just a little, look at that little kick. Just that little kick is enough to send shivers up and down my spinies. And then, what happens? I don't want it to, see, also I want the tail clear of the legs. So I'm doing a couple of different things. Well, here I'll just, I just out of necessity, because that's the way it is. That's 10. Ooh, I'm missing 11. Hold on. 11 is coming. 11 is coming somewhere. Somewhere. Uh-oh, there's Cuckoo Chanel. Cuckoo Chanel's going off. Where is it? Here is 11. All right. And that's... And we'll take a look at this. Oh, yeah. I hope you can see this, but you will when I... And then I just went ahead and eyeballed this. And I don't like it. You see, it doesn't really... Maybe it should be up here. No, I don't like it. So it's somewhere down here. This is where the problems begin. So let's kick his tail, give it a little, right? And then I'm going to delay this tail a little bit more. So it's not giving it all away yet. Just a little, and then that could work like that. Yeah, and that could work. Maybe like that. Ooh, jeez. One thing we could do, I kind of liked the tail when it was up like that. I don't want a whiny dilly. Drawings sometimes don't want to do what you want them to do. So I'm going to put the tail back up here. And then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all these drawings off so I can see something. And look at the action here. So the tail, it's so high. That's the problem. I have that red line because that's the match line to the car. There's the layout, but it's going right in here. So let's just see, and he's popping, so the tail is up here. Yeah, okay, so we figured it out. All right, so let's pencil this thing in, and then we could flip it to see what's what. What's what of the what. Can you believe 12 days into summer? Oh! It's, well, the recording of this is July 1st. Let's just look at this kid. Does he have a black thing on his tail? Yeah, he does. And I haven't been doing that. I haven't been putting that stuff in for the colorists or the inkers. But I tell you why, because it's a detail that the painters know to put the tip in. And a good inker, a good painter rather, will just paint it in, eyeballing it, you know, because it's like this. This is the old way. Well, okay, I'm cheating, all right? I'm not going to lie to you. I've got to put in this data. I can't rely on people to just interpret it. That would be irresponsible. That would be a shortcut. We don't like shortcuts. We want things to be nicey. So here's the first part of that. Look at that. So you have Julius Jaws. He's bounding in. And wait till I do the ears. The ears are going to be fun because there are two of them, and they'll move on their own sort of wave or path of action. So here's his tail. Sometimes I draw it fatter than others. Well, this is why it's so great to work without the judgment of commerce. One little thing we could do is add a little hole right there, you know what I mean? Because dogs do have this thing. Actually, I should have a butt, but it's kind of small. So that's just something I'm going to do. And his tail goes up like this. And like I said, it's so satisfying when you see overlapping action, which is what this is, pleasantly performed, right? Somehow we have it in an instinct. It's in us. I don't know where that comes from, actually. Do you? If you know, you can just write us. You have to do the field work, because everything has to be documented before we give out PhDs. Oh! Okay, so this is where we are, in the land of animated tales. So we're moving along. Oh, I didn't tell you that we just today officially figured out how we're going to do the pipeline. So now we can begin bulk scanning, or just the scanning process. Okay, so look at that. We saw the first 5 drawings. Let's look at the last 5 drawings. And in this 12th drawing bit of action, and just see how that feels. Yeah. And the fun part comes now with the ears. And all this attention matters. Audiences, they get it, man. They feel it. You're sending vibrations of the best kind to your audience. And it's an appreciation for yourself, for your talent, for others. The enjoyment of this medium that takes so much time to do. Well, for all those who haven't yet caught on, for a mere $10 donation, you can get the PDF and follow along. You can follow along to see what's happening here. Look at this. This is the layers broken down. So the car could, when he turns it on, stay animated.